Okay, to start with video module for activity number 1, we're going to start first with the basics for uh, AutoCAD different set of commands. So the first one will be the draw commands. So under draw commands, we have the linears, we have the curves. We will also be discussing or using or applying a few of the so-called modified commands. Tapos kasama na din po yung ibang display commands natin such as zoom and pan. Okay, so let's see what do we have for video module number 1. So what we have here will be a series of rectangle. In AutoCAD kasi we say it rectang. Okay, so its dimension is 3 drawing units by 6 drawing units. Okay, then we actually have 6 on this column. We have a distance of 1 drawing unit per rectang, and then dito naman sa kabila we have 2 meters in between. Okay, so the first rectangle will be a series of diagonal lines. Then we will be using trim, and then hatches for and gradient for the filling. And then we also have rectangle here, and this one also. This one will be a series of arcs. For curved objects naman, we have overlapping circles here wherein we filled up or we're going to fill up the spaces and areas and boundaries with hatches and gradient also. So this one naman will be splines again. So we'll be filling them up with hatches and gradients. Okay, so let's start. We have to check first the drawing units. So we're going to type the command units or just simply type UN. So there you go. Ito siya. This is the command line window. So let us just type UN. So the command line window is actually the one that accepts all the words or commands that you're going to type. Okay, so UN enter. So this is the drawing units dialog box. What we have here for the insertion scale is we're just going to change it. By default it's millimeters, but we will be using meters, although there are a lot of firms also in the Philippines wherein they use millimeters. So tayo gagamitin natin will be meters. Okay, and that's it. Yun lang naman. So I'll just be clicking OK. And I will be typing rectang or REC enter. So the command prompts you to specify first corner point. Okay, so I'll just be picking one point on the screen. So the black area is actually your drawing area. Okay, now my drawing area may be a little different from you, but we will be discussing the user interface as we go along. Okay, so for the meantime, all the tools that you have here, particularly yun nandito yung tinatawag natin mga drawing or drafting tools, if they are currently naka-blue, so better yet, click them on para mag-gray sila or turn them off. Okay? We need them, but for the meantime, let's turn them off para hindi kayo ma-confuse. Okay? So again, if you are doing this exercise, I advise you to turn off the drawing tools here sa baba. If it's blue, ibig sabihin naka-on. So just simply click it to turn it off. Okay? Now, let's go back with rectang. Always read the command line because the command line will guide you on what to do next. Okay? So rectang, specify first point. You just have to pick one point on your screen. When we say pick a point, you have to press or click your left button mouse slightly. Just slightly. Okay? So again, I'm just going to pick a point using my left button on my mouse. Isang click lang po. Okay, there you go. So this is the rectangle. This is the first corner point, the one that we just picked. Okay? And then the command line prompts you to specify other corner point. Ibig sabihin from here, yung other corner or opposite corner niya is pa-diagonal yan. Okay? So ito yan. Okay? So based from the PDF that has been provided or displayed earlier, what we need is a 6 by 3 drawing unit na rectangle. So we're going to type at XY, which is also the value of your other corner point. So ang format po nun is at x comma y, wherein yung x natin is 6 and yung y natin is 3. So we're going to type at 6 comma 3. Enter. Okay? It's too small. Using the middle mouse or using the scroll wheel of your mouse, you can just simply, yung crosshair po pala, yung nakikita ninyong cursor natin sa CAD, yan, the one in color red and the one that looks like cross. You can just simply, tapat nyo lang or hover nyo lang po yung crosshair and then just simply scroll up. There you go. And press your middle mouse for pan. Gitna. Okay? So, ulitin ko. The scroll wheel in your middle mouse is actually zoom in and out. When you zoom or when you scroll upward, that is zoom in. When you scroll downward, that is zoom out. Okay, now if you want to shift your drawing space from one place to another, you just have to simply press your middle mouse. That is called pan. Okay, so there you go. So I'm just going to scroll a little upwards. Yan. And then I'm going to duplicate this rectangle. Okay? So you might be wondering, puti siya at gusto nyong palitan ng kulay. Hayaan muna natin. Basics muna tayo. Okay? Before we go to something more complicated. So we have this. We're going to copy this downwards and the one on the right side. Now, if I'm going to command for copy, which is a command to duplicate, we have several ways to duplicate objects in AutoCAD, but one of the most basic is copy. So when we say copy, the shortcut command is CO. So you type it and you press enter. And as base or as prompted by the command line window, you have to select objects. Ibig sabihin, anong object yung ika-copy or i-duplicate mo. Okay, all of the modifying commands in AutoCAD will prompt you to select object or which one to modify or alter. Okay, so select object. I will be selecting this one. So click. And then, pwede ka pa rin mag-select even if you have selected this one, but we will just be selecting this. So once you're done, you just have to press enter and specify base point or saan mo siya hahawakan pag kinopy mo. You can just simply click sa gitna. There you go. Okay. But as you can see, our cursor is freely moving. But I wanted this rectangle to be copied on a 90-degree basis. Okay, straight po sana yung pagka-copying gusto ko. So, I'm going to turn on one of my very vital and important drafting tool, which is the so-called Ortho. Okay, so on the command line, eto siya. Okay, as you can see, once your cursor hover to this icon, makikita nyo naman po yung tooltip. Tooltip yung lumalabas na informational text. Okay, so we're going to press or click or turn on this icon to turn on Ortho Mode. Once this one is on, your cursor will just be limited to every 90-degree movements, okay? So I'm just going to guide my cursor a little downwards, okay? And I'm going to type 4, enter. Bakit 4? Kasi 3 po yung height ng rectangle at saka 1 drawing unit na space between those two rectangles. That's why that's a total of 4. Okay? And I want another rectangle for this column. So if the previous one was 4 and I want another one, so therefore this one is 8. Okay? So enter and enter to terminate the command. Okay? So let's repeat the copy command, CO enter. I'm going to select objects. So again, with your pick box, by using the left button of your mouse, just simply click once. You don't have to press too long. Isang click lang. Okay? Just press lightly. Okay. Now, once you're done selecting all those 3 rectangles, you just have to press enter, which means you are done selecting. And again, naka-on pa rin si Ortho. So, you are prompted to specify base point for copying the objects or yung pinakahawakan. We will be more particular of base points as we go along with the other activities, okay? So, we pick here and guide lang natin siya papunta dito. Again, if I will be turning my ortho off, you can turn ortho on and off even a command is active, okay? So, freely moving siya. You can easily pick the object anywhere. Okay, so I'll be turning my ortho on because I want objects to be evenly copied. Okay, so I'm just going to guide here, and if you still remember, this one is 6 and this one is 2, so therefore we're going to copy it at a distance of 8. Okay, so drag ko lang siya papunta dito, type 8, enter, there you go, na-copy na. So you can actually still copy going here, but we're good. So we're just going to exit the command and click or press enter. Okay, now we're going to save it by typing, or yes, by doing Control S on your keyboard. Okay, so hanapin natin siya or gawa tayo ng folder. So I don't know what's in your desktop, I don't know what's in your laptop, but I would really suggest you create a folder specifically intended for computer 423 activities. Okay, so dito ako, CAD1. So ito siya, exercises. So ilalagay ko lang dito, this is the format, surname. So ano po yung surname ninyo? Underscore comp 423 underscore exercises. Okay, we're good with that. So again, this is the format, surname underscore, kung ano po yung surname ninyo, ilagay ninyo comp423 because that is the subject, and exercises. So lahat po ng gagawin natin activities, they will all be compiled in just one CAD file. They don't have to be an individual CAD file. So isang file na lang po para mas madali yung paghahanap at saka mas convenient on your part. Okay, so again, that's it. Again, I have saved it on a particular folder. So, yun nga, mayroon na akong folder per semester, per academic year, per subject. So, nilagay ko siya dito. Yan. Okay, ulitin ko lang. So, I have saved this exercises on my folder, academic year 2020-2021. So, second sem. Anong subject ba siya? It's CAD1. So, nilagay ko siya on another folder. It's entitled exercises. Again, surname, comp423 exercises. Then, save. Okay? Very good. I'm going to scroll my mouse, my middle mouse, or zoom in by scrolling it up. Although meron mga mouse na walang scroll wheel, yung mga naunang model, pero halos lahat na mouse ngayon na mabibili mo is meron po silang scroll wheel. Okay? So, let's start with the first rectangle. So what we have here are a series of diagonal lines. They are filled up with hatches of different patterns. Let's see. So to create line, the command is L, enter. Okay, specify first point. So let's just make one first point, bracket point, because you cannot make a single line segment without specifying 2 points. And those 2 points will be connected, therefore creating a single line segment. Okay? So, first point muna. Lagay ko lang siya dito, 1 and 2. But remember, our ortho is on, kaya diretso siya. As you can see from the given exercise, they should be diagonal. Okay? So, if you want your lines to be diagonal, enter ko lang to escape. So, I'll enter. I'll be turning my ortho off. Okay? It's 1 and 2. There you go. You can always press enter to terminate a command, or pwedeng escape to cancel or terminate also. Okay, now I have these 2 lines with no command in progress. I will be clicking or pre-selecting them with my cursor. Again, ito po yung cursor ng AutoCAD. You can change the size, the appearance, the color also. And tawag po sa kanya is crosshair. Okay, anyway, I have these 2 lines. As you can see, they both have 3 grips per line segment. Okay, meron siyang grips sa dulo-dulo. Okay, meron din siyang grips sa gitna. Grip, that is G-R-I-P-S. Okay, now, the grip on the middle is to relocate your object. Okay, and the grips on the ends is to modify the size of your object. Either you lengthen it or you shorten it. Okay? All of the AutoCAD objects have grips. So, yun po yung grips ng line. Okay, so I'll be deleting these two. So to delete them is uh, meaning is you're going to erase them. Now you can erase them by typing letter E. So just type E, which is the shortcut for the command erase, enter. And then you are prompted to select object. Okay? So anong object yung isa-select mo para ma-delete or ma-erase? So I'll be selecting this and this also. Okay? Now I'm done. I just have to press enter to fully execute the command. There you go. Okay? So again, E is to delete objects or that's erase. By the way, pag nag-type po kayo, let's say you wanted to create line and you type L, just simply type L. Hindi siya kamukha ni MS Word na kailangan mo munang i-locate yung cursor kung saan mo gusto mag-type. No, it's not like that. Once you press any letter on your keyboard, it will automatically go to the command line window. Okay? Anyway, that's L, enter. Specify first point. Again, sabi ko nga, you need at least 2 points to create a single line segment, or you need 2 points, okay? So those 2 points will be connected and therefore created a line segment. Anyway, I'll just be picking anywhere 1 and 2, enter. L, enter to repeat the command 1 and 2, L, enter, 1 and 2, L, enter, 1 and 2, enter, and enter, ibig sabihin, I pressed enter, magre-repeat po yung previous command which was line. Okay? So again, I will be picking 1 and 2 objects or points, or actually you can, pwede din naman to. Yan, yung hindi mo siya tina-terminate. Don't worry, if meron tayong excess, we can just easily cut those unnecessary objects. Okay, enter ko lang. And L, enter. I'll be picking another one here. And L, enter. And another one dito. Yan. Okay, L, enter. There you go. And we have excess parts of those diagonal lines, so we're going to cut them or trim them. Okay, so I can also command for Z or zoom, enter. Ito siya, hindi zebra, basta Z, enter. Okay, so from the command line window, you actually have a lot of options for zoom command. So we're going to type Z, enter, and then you have this cursor. So what you're going to do is just you pick 2 opposite points. So this is 1 and 2. Yan. So that is zoom window. Okay? Yung sa middle mouse naman po, that is zoom in, zoom out. Okay, anyway, we're going to trim those excess lines. So the command is TR, enter. Okay? Select objects or select all. So, ang gawin lang natin is select muna natin etong rectangle. Okay? The rectangle will serve as your cutting edge. Pag sinabing cutting edge, ito yung reference ng command kung paano siya magka-cut or magtitrim ng mga isa-select mong object. Okay? So, again, the first object that you're going to select with trim command is yung pinaka-cutting edge mo or reference mo for cutting or trimming. Okay? So anyway, so I'll just have to press enter, and after pressing enter, I'm going to cut them na. So escape ko lang, I'll be doing Control Z to undo. So again, that's TR, enter, select objects, isa-select ko po muna yung cutting edge ko or yung reference ko for trimming. So after selecting this object for reference, so enter ko na siya kasi I'm done selecting for the reference for trimming, enter, and pwede ka na mag-trim. So this time pwede mo nang i-cut yung mga unnecessary parts of a specific object. Again, the square object that you can see that I use for selecting is called pick box. You can change the size of this one. Okay, so I'm good. Enter. Ibig sabihin, I'm terminating or I'm done with the command. Now, if we were able to cut outside, pwede rin naman tayo mag-trim or mag-cut sa loob. Okay? So, that is again, TR, enter. Tapos, meron siyang option dito na select all. Naka-angle bracket siya. So, let us accept this angle bracket by pressing enter. Okay? Now, this time, hindi tayo nag-select ng specific cutting edge kasi in-accept natin earlier yung select all. Ibig sabihin, lahat na ma-detect na cutting edge na object ng command, magka-cut siya doon. So, let's see. I wanted to cut this part and this one also. I can also press my scroll wheel upwards to zoom in and scroll down to zoom out. Hanap pa tayo. Yan. I want to trim this one also. And eto din. Click. And lastly, eto. Click. Okay? So, another one. Dito tayo mag-trim. And click. Okay? So, we're good. So, I'm going to press enter and Control S to quick save. Now, for this, we're going to fill it up with hatch. What is hatch? So, let us see. H enter. Okay, let's see here. We have several options for hatching. So, the first one is solid. So, try muna natin yung solid. Okay. So, ito siya. And under color, hatch color, click here. So, I wanted it something like red. And I'm going to pick sa gitna nitong boundary na to. Okay, click. Enter. So, H, enter ulit. So, I will be using the same pattern, solid pa rin, hindi ko papalitan, the same color, solid pa rin. Or sorry, 153, 27, 30, or ito po yun. So, I'll be picking more boundaries. Enter. Ma'am, pwede po bang pa isa-isa? Pwede. Kasi, the difference is that isang command to, so we have done this with one command, ibig sabihin, individual object siya. Unlike this one, when we created this hatch, we have selected multiple boundaries or closed areas. So, therefore, isang object siyang buo. Unless you wanted to hatch individually, which is possible din naman. Okay? Now, let's go back with the PDF. So, I have the solid color here. Ito. This one is solid color. Let's try the hatches like this. Okay, this is user defined. So that's H also. So instead of solid, we're going to use the user defined. So how does user defined look like? So I'll be picking one. Ito, click ko to. Bakit line lang siya? Okay. Actually, user defined is, ito yan, they are series of lines. Ito, mas maliit yung spacing niya as compared dito na naka-default sa 1. Okay, we're going to change it. You have this arrow here. I'm going to scroll downwards. Press ko lang. So, as you can see, nag-a-adjust po sila. They are a series of horizontal lines. Okay, wherein you can change the spacing of one horizontal line to the another. Okay? Yan. So, sige. Mag-fill up ako ng iba din. Click. Okay, another one here. And there also. Okay, there you go. So, enter. Now, as you can see, I have executed the command for hatch. Tapos, nag-click ako ng multiple boundaries. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kahit hindi sila magkakadikit, since they were created on one command lang, they are considered a single object. Okay? Now, let's see another one. Age pa rin. I'll still be using user define. And for this one, I'll be changing my color into blue. And I'll be picking here. Okay? So, this one, papalitan ko siya ng mas malaking spacing. So, I'll just be pressing the arrow here. Yan. Pwede rin siyang i-type. Say, sabihin natin 0.07. Enter. That's also possible. Or if you want, medyo unsure ka, tinatansya mo siya, you can always use the arrows. There you go. And for the angle, technically, as you can see, pag nakapahiga yan, 0. Yan. Let's try 45. Type 45 by clicking this box. Enter. Ito siya. Now, if you're not quite sure with what angle, kasi there are some people na medyo nalilito pag numbers na yung pinag-uusapan, you can use this slider. Okay, there you go. Slide it a little or dahan-dahan para makita mo kung ano yung gusto mo orientation dun sa hatch mo. Okay, so I'll be using something like this. There you go, a little more. Wait. Yan. Okay na ako dito. And close hatch creation. Okay, so age enter. Click ako dito. Enter to terminate. Age enter ulit because I want to have individual hatches this time per individual boundaries. So enter. Age enter. Click dito. Enter. Age enter. Click. Enter. Age enter and pick another one. Yan, dito na lang. Enter. Okay, so I will not be filling all the boundaries. Pwede naman po mag-iwan ng mga blank. Pwede rin pong punuin lahat. Depende sa preference niyo. Now, can I still change my hatch settings or attributes or characteristics after I have finished the command? Yes, it's always possible. Okay, so what you're going to do is just click this. Yan. And afterwards, you can always change the color here. Click. And say you wanted it something like green or yellowish green. Or, no, not like this. Or this one also maybe. Okay. Escape. And maybe you wanted to select this. As you can see, even this two had the same characteristic earlier, hindi pa rin siya nasama doon sa modification na ginawa natin kasi individual hatch siya unless you select them both. Okay? Pwede naman. So, escape. So, one more. I'll be selecting this. So, I'll be changing the color to yellow also. And escape. Okay? Select this and click from here. Again, this is the hatch dialog box. Okay? And click this color. You can also type MA. MA stands for match property. MA enter. I will be selecting this. So, parang eyedrop siya. Okay? So, I'll be selecting this. So, therefore, I am copying the property of this one to copy here. Okay? So, eto mga naka-blue, even if i-match prop ko sila, hindi sila affected ng iba kasi what I did here is they are individual hatches. Okay? So, escape ko lang or enter ko lang. And MA ulit, enter. I'll be clicking the blue one. Select. And MA yun, klasa. Imo-match prop ko siya dito. So, click. Enter. So, everything is selected because I have created this hatch using multiple boundaries or area in just one command lang. Okay? So, that's Control S to save. Okay, so to continue for the exercise or module number 1, let's press our middle mouse for pan. Again, when we pan, we shift our drawing space from one place to another. Okay? So, let's see. What's for number 2? So, what we have here will be a series of rectang. Okay, they are of different colors. So, parang Philippine flag siya. Although my intention was just use the basic colors, yellow, blue, and red. Anyway, I'll be typing REC, enter. It has no specific dimension, so I'll just be picking 1 and 2. Okay, and I'll be copying it, CO, enter. So, select this, enter. Base point, you can just pick anywhere. So, 1 and 2. Okay. So, I'll be using GD or gradient for this one. So, ito po yung shortcut niya. GD, enter. And I'll just be clicking 1. Okay. So, pick ko lang yung isang rectang. So, when we see hatch solid, isang color lang siya. Unlike with gradient, it is always two-toned from the word itself. Okay. Now under gradient, you can click this arrow here for more options. It has gradient patterns. So let's say you wanted this one. Ayan po yung itsura niya, or this, or this, or that one. Okay. Now if you wanted this, yan. Tapos you can actually use the slider to adjust it. Yan. To change the angle of your gradient. So, minsan kasi parang, or there are times na sinisipat-sipat natin siya. We are trying to make adjustment of which we think is better result. Okay. Now, the first color is blue. Let's change it into black. And the second one is, I wanted it orange. Okay. And I also want to adjust the, yan. I'm good with this. And close hatch creation or gradient. So ulitin ko, GD enter. This time I will be picking here. I'll be selecting, okay pa rin ako sa black. Okay, from here naman I'll be selecting blue. Yan. And close. Hindi ko napapalitan yung ano niya, yung pattern niya. I'm good with that. So again, that's GD enter. I'll be picking here, so I won't be changing the black. Instead, I'll be changing the second color to red. Okay? And close hatch creation. So, ito yung gagawin natin. But you don't really have to be identical with mine. Okay? So, this is just basically an exercise for you to loosen up your on how do you easily pick or do things in CAD by getting comfortable with the mouse. Okay? So, parang mouse practice muna tayo dito. Kasi, mouse-oriented po kasi talaga yung activity sa mga CAD or yung pagda-drafting sa CAD. Okay? Anyway, let's go back. I have here a series of this. So, we're just going to copy them randomly without a specific distance from one object to another. Okay, palitan ko lang to. I wanted something orange. So to edit this, so with no command in progress, I will just be clicking it with my crosshair. Okay, so ito siya. Okay, maybe try natin yung more colors. Okay, so we have index color tab. Okay, so I'm good with that. We have true color wherein you can click anywhere and adjust the hue. Color books. Okay, so balik ako sa index color. May purpose po yung mga yan. As we go along, i-explain ko bakit we have three tabs for selecting colors. I'll be selecting this and okay, and escape. Ulitin ko siya. I'll just be having the angle somewhere. Yan. And close. And CO. So I'll be copying this and the gradient, and my ortho is off. And enter. Click. Pag kasi naka-off si ortho, you can easily move with your cursor. Okay, so I'll just be doing this random thing. No specific dimensions, just basically overlapping rectangles. Again, you don't have to follow my size. You can actually have different sizes or variations of rectangle dimensions for this second rectangle row. Okay, so I'm good. Enter and copy again. So select this and this. Enter once you're done selecting, and click this sa bandang gitna. Again, you can randomly put objects there. You might want to create a specific pattern, wala pong problema. Again, these activities are intended for you to loosen up your hands as AutoCAD or computer-aided drafting is mouse-oriented. Okay, again, that's copy, CO. Select the rectangle first and followed by the gradient. Enter once you're done selecting, and specify base point. You just have to click here. You can have smaller rectangles, you can have bigger ones. You can have three different sizes or pwede ring isang size lang tapos iba-ibang color. So it's up to you. You are architecture students, you are expected to be creative or probably do better than usual or than the regular ones. And you might have a different color swatch preference. So, pwede din naman po. Okay, so ako sinelect ko lang ito as primary colors. Although I prefer orange than yellow kasi I think it's more visible in the screen at saka hindi siya ganun katingkad. Okay? Anyway, for the third one, so, ito po yung pangatlo. So, they are a series of overlapping rectangles naman with no particular measurement. So, let's see. So, the command to create rectangle is REC, enter. You can always create a rectangle with a specific width and length, but for this one, we're going to just pick two opposite points. When we say two opposite points, that starts from here and there. Okay, REC, enter to repeat. Pwedeng dito ka mag-start, papunta dito, and click. REC, enter. So, you pick from here and there. So, enter to repeat your previous command, which was rectangle. 1 and 2. Okay, REC 1 and 2. REC, enter. 1 and 2. REC, enter. And there you go. Just have to pick two opposite points and enter to repeat the previous command, which was rectangle. REC. You can actually go outwards and you can actually select the rectangle. Meron siyang grip. Kaya lang when you are using the grips or modifying your rectangle, I would really advise you to turn ortho on. Para straight pa rin siya. Unless you wanted an irregular rectangle. Okay? So, you can have the grips. More of rectangle modifications as we go along. So, for the meantime, middle grip muna yung pakialaman natin. Okay? So, there you go. Escape ko lang. Okay. So, that's another REC. You can have smaller ones. That's 1 and 2. REC, enter. 1 and 2. REC, enter. 1 and 2. Or enter to repeat the previous command, which was rectangle. Pwede kayo lumagpas. We can easily trim that later. Always press span anytime to shift from one space to another, and even if a command is active, you can always zoom in and zoom out using your middle mouse. Or EC, enter, and 1 and 2. Okay, I'm good. So I'm going to trim TR, enter. Again, cutting edge or hanggang saan ka magka-cut. This is our cutting edge, the biggest rectangle, because we don't need objects beyond that. Okay, so select here. After you're done selecting your cutting edge, just press enter and you can now select those unnecessary objects. There you go. And just type GD, or if you want hatch solid, walang problema. So I will just be using my previous gradient pattern. So I'll be clicking here. Pwede naman na lahat ng mga lalagyan ninyo is isang gradient object lang siya. Or you can also do individual. GD, enter, click, enter to repeat gradient command or the previous command, click, and enter. And enter. So you can pick randomly and GD, enter. Okay, or GD, enter, and you can just simply create one gradient object out of multiple selected boundaries. Okay. And enter. Okay, so you can always type GD again. I'll be changing it to blue. Okay, click enter and enter if you want individual gradient objects. GD enter. Okay, GD enter and enter. GD enter. Click one closed boundary. After clicking it, kung tapos ka na or hindi ka na pipili ng ibang boundary, you can just simply press enter to terminate or finish the command. There you go. The difference nga lang is when you create individual gradients out of individual boundaries, pag sinelect mo to, siya lang selected. But if they are of multiple boundaries but one command, once you select them, isang object lang siya, and when you modify things, they are modified simultaneously. Okay? So, pwede kayong maglagay as many as colors that you want. Although what I have an example here is isa lang siya. Or dalawa lang sila. But sabi ko nga, whatever you prefer with this one. Anyway, these are overlapping rectangles. So, it's your preference. If you want gradient, if you want hatch, walang problema. Okay? Sige, moving on. For the fourth one, we have arc. Okay? So, let's see. I'm just going to pan by pressing my scroll wheel. Or pwede din siyang P, enter, tapos press mo yung left button. Okay? Ako mas prefer ko yung pinipress yung middle mouse. Then, enter. Okay? What is arc? So, let's see. Arc is a curved object. So, if you want to create one, you have to press A, enter, and you have to pick 3 points. So, that's 1, 2, and 3. Ulitin ko, A, enter. And you have to pick 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. A, enter. 1, 2, and 3. I would really suggest you do it whenever you're going to make curved objects. I would really suggest you turn ortho off. Unless, mas komportable kayo doon. Mas madali kasing i-modify yung mga curved objects if the ortho is off. Okay, anyway, A, enter. 1, 2, and 3. A, enter. 1, 2, and 3. A, enter. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So, let's have more. A, enter. 1, 2, and hanap tayo. Escape ko lang. A, enter. You can always press escape if you don't want to continue with the command or you want to terminate it early. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So, you just have to trim. TR, enter. Select cutting edge. Ito po yun. Select, enter. And select all those unnecessary parts. Okay. So, this is my example of this. Or pwede natin siyang burahin. E-enter. For example, hindi nyo nagustuhan. Enter. Or you can always do Control Z to cancel the last activated action or command. Okay? Or, i-redo ko siya para mabura siyang buo. So, that's A, enter. 1, 2, and 3. 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 And this is your arc. You can actually stretch that if you want. Pati dito. Okay? So again, all of the objects in AutoCAD has grips and they are basically intended to modify your object. Okay? A, enter. Either you change its appearance, its radius, its size. A, enter. Select ko lang to. A, enter. And almost done. So I'm good with this. So again, that's TR. Select this, enter. So ibig sabihin, objects beyond that cutting edge will be trimmed. Okay, or another one, Control Z ko para to cancel the last trim action. TR, enter, enter. So automatic na siya nagde-detect ng cutting edge niya. Okay, so that's again, or this time I'll be using age. Okay, let's see the other patterns or the other option here. So you already have tried solid. Pag sinabi nating solid, pili tayong kulay. Just one color. Hindi siya kamukha ni gradient na two-toned. Okay? Yan, mukha siyang melon. Okay, so enter. So ulitin natin, age, enter. You already know user defined. These are a series of lines. Just like this. You can have it on different angles also and different spacing. Now, let's try pattern. Okay, so once you have selected pattern, you have this arrow here. So just simply click it. Try natin to. Yung parang bricks. Isang click dito. Okay, hindi siya gano'ng mukhang bricks kasi bakit? Andito siya sa scale of 1. Okay, let's try to lower that amount by pressing this. Pressing it longer. It seems it needs a too small amount para makita natin yung pagka-bricks niya. Because sometimes it varies also on your drawing units that you have set. Okay, let's see. It's too small. Yan. As you can see, it's currently adjusting. Okay, there you go. Di na siya pwede. That's the smallest. Okay, anyway, you can still click other boundaries to finally fill this up. Okay, and enter. And ulitin natin siya, age, enter. Let's select another one. Click here. Still, we are using pattern. Okay, let's look for cross. Okay, nagiging solid siya kasi it might be masyado na maliit yung scale. Hindi kasi sila para-pareho. Okay, so let's see. Let us heighten this one. Ayaw niya. So maybe type 0.1. Enter. So ayun siya. Make it 0.05. Let's see. Okay, so 0.005. There you go. So if you want to adjust the scale, so that's it. Click dito. Click natin doon. Okay? And pwede din dito. There you go. Now you can again type MA, enter, select the property of this, and you can inherit this one. Okay? Now, na-select silang lahat kasi we have created this 4 hatches on a one command basis. Okay? So, ibig sabihin considered lang sila as one single object. Okay. So, enter to terminate and Control S and pan by pressing your middle mouse. So, for the 5th rectangle, we're going to have circles. Okay? So, let's see. The shortcut to create circle is C, enter. Magtatanong siya ng center point. So, you pick from here. And then pick another one. Although, you will be prompted to specify radius or diameter. But, wag muna. So, maybe we can just select one. Or pick one or any point. Okay? So, click. And copy. CO, enter. Select this object. Enter. Specify base point. Click sa gitna. And you can simply pick anywhere. You can have them overlapping. You can create a specific pattern for this. Asa sa inyo, as long as on the fifth circle, you will be using the circle object. Circle is a curved object. Again, we have two types of objects, or actually three types of objects in CAD. We have the draw or the linear objects. We also have the curved objects, yung mga yan. Okay? Now, what you can do is you can simply select this circle and modify. You see, meron siyang grip. The one on the middle or center is to move it. Lahat po ng mga circle meron 5 grips. Okay? The one in the center is to move, and the one on the quadrants, ayan po, quadrant po tawag dyan, that is to resize. Okay? Let's say I click this and drag. Okay? See? Click and drag. You can always press escape para matanggal po yung grips, or ibig sabihin pag may grips sila at walang command in progress, they are pre-selected. Okay? You can also have them smaller. Press escape if you want to deselect them. Okay? So you can have them resize on different sizes. Okay? This one can be a little smaller. Same with this. Okay, let's have more. Or you can always do this without escaping if you're comfortable seeing your grips from time to time. Or if you think they are too much, you can always erase, or you can simply select one object with no command in progress and press delete on your keyboard. Okay, that's equivalent to erase also. And we're ready to trim. So that's TR, enter, select cutting edge. Ito yun, select, enter, and press or select all those unnecessary objects or parts of the circle, or undo ko lang by Control Z. You can also do TR, double enter. So same lang po. Although in some cases, mas maganda naglalagay ng cutting edge. Okay? So we will be having those two differences as we go along. So you can always do Control Z even a command is active or not. Control Z, ibig sabihin you are canceling the last action or you are undoing it. How I wish we had Control Z in reality. But we don't. Okay, so that's Control Z. There you go. We're good. And again, you can always do GD. So, kayo nang bahala kung saan nyo gusto maglagay. Anyway, I have uploaded naman po yung PDF example. Okay. There are times that the gradient or the hatch command wanted to be naka-zoom in yung area or boundary na paglalagyan mo. So, just simply scroll your mouse. Even a command is active, you can zoom in and out by using your middle mouse. Okay? So, enter. And H, enter. Let's try other color here. May purpose po yung color sa CAD, okay? So, they are basically intended for the line weight of your objects, okay? So, as we go along, di-discuss po natin yon. So, pili tayo dito. Let's have pattern again. Let's click this for more options. So, you can just simply scroll. Once na nag-install ka ng AutoCAD, kasama po yung mga hatch patterns. Let's try gravel. Okay, gravel, and click natin dito. So, hindi siya lumilitaw. Maybe it's too big. Let's try 0.005. Enter. 0.0005. Enter. Let's try 3. Enter. Ayaw din niya. Let's try another pattern. Honey. Okay? So, ito na lang. Or kayong preference ninyo, you have a lot of options here. Let's see. Let's put 0.025 for this. There you go. Okay, close hatch creation. You can always press H if you want individual hatch per boundary. Enter, H, enter, H, enter, and enter to terminate, H, enter, and so on. Okay, so this is my example. So it's up to you how you wanted them to be done. Okay. So again, that's Control S to quick save, and the last part will be spline. So this is how spline looks like. Okay, so para siya may pagka-abstract if you want to do line art, a portrait line art in CAD, actually pwede siya. So we will try to see if masisingit ko yun sa discussion. Anyway, so spline is SPL, enter. I would really suggest you turn off ortho for this one if it's on. So that's 1, 2, and 3, and there you go. Don't worry about the excess, we can always trim those. Enter, and SPL ulit. 1, 2, 3, and SPL. Okay, now you can always select this. Again, make sure you don't have command any progress, and click it with your cursor so the grips will be there. Okay, you can always have the grips drag, therefore changing the size, the appearance of your grip. There you go. You can always make adjustment. Lahat po ng spline merong mga grips. Okay, once you're satisfied, you can press escape, and again, that's the R, enter, enter. Okay. And that's again GD. Click here. I like black and blue. Okay. So I'll try to change my pattern. I'll look for this. Yan. Close. Pwede rin to sa circle. Okay. So GD, enter. Be clicking there. GD, enter. Click. And GD, enter. Okay, so again, if you want to leave some blanks on your overlaps, pwede. But if you want to fill everything with different colors, regardless of how many color choices that you want, wala pang problema. Okay, now this will be the finished product for your exercise. Module number 1 for computer 423. Okay, so thank you so much, and Control S to save.